They pronounced her dead at 2:13 a.m. Dr. Elara Voss, age 31, brilliant neuroscientist, found unconscious at her home lab, surrounded by shattered glass, broken cables, and static-scorched data drives. No pulse, no brain activity. Gone. No one knew what she had been working on that night. The report said, massive neural collapse. Likely seizure induced by sleep deprivation and electrical overexposure. But no one noticed the camera blinking red in the corner of the room. No one watched the final file that automatically uploaded to a dark server the moment her heart stopped. And no one realized something else had entered Earth. The first breath didn't come like a gasp. It came slowly, deliberately. Her chest rose, her fingers twitched, her eyes opened, but not with recognition. They were wide, glassy, black for a moment too long, before color seeped in like ink swirling through water. She wasn't Elara anymore, not entirely. Silence. She sat up, head tilted as if listening to something that wasn't there. Her hand reached toward the nearby floor, palm dragging across the glowing ring she had drawn hours ago in chalk mixed with rare earth dust. It shimmered faintly beneath her fingertips, reacting not to heat or pressure, but to presence. A different kind of presence. Something had crossed over. The thing inside her remembered dying, but not as a human. Where am I? The voice wasn't spoken aloud, but it echoed in her mind, disoriented, layered, like overlapping thoughts in a language she didn't recognize, yet instinctively understood. This is dense, heavy, slow, painful. She stumbled to her feet, unbalanced, as if gravity itself betrayed her. Every movement felt like swimming through wet fabric. Her senses flooded. Smells, sounds, temperature, emotion. Too much. It was all too much. This form is broken, yet alive. The alien mind, Zelthar, had been executed long ago. On its homeworld, emotion was illegal. Individuality was disease. Thought crime was fatal. But just before death, as its essence unraveled in a chamber of plasma, something tore open. A rift, perhaps accidental, perhaps guided. And its last pulse of self had been cast out into the void. For light years, it floated. And then it found her, a frequency, a mind, a vessel. Across the room, the cracked mirror reflected a stranger. She stepped toward it. Her hand trembled. She raised her fingers, watching how the nerves pulsed with electricity she didn't recognize. But they moved as commanded. The brain fired as expected. And then, why am I still here? The alien wasn't invading. It was asking, begging the universe, don't send me back. She collapsed to her knees. Memories that weren't hers crashed into her skull. Glass cities under black suns, silent streets with no children, a tribunal of emotionless judges, the feeling of being erased molecule by molecule. Then another flash, a memory that was hers. Elara laughing in a cafe with her sister. The smell of cinnamon, the touch of a breeze. 2 lifetimes merged. 2 identities collided. And for a moment, both were silent. 3 days later, the official record said Elara had suffered temporary brain misfiring during revival. She was transferred to a quiet care facility where she spoke almost nothing for 72 hours. But inside, they were at war. And yet, slowly, something else began to happen. The alien began to feel, not fear, not instinct, but grief, wonder, loneliness, and worst of all, hope. I was never meant to feel. I was never meant to live. But I don't want to go back. It spoke in her mind in fragments. Some days it was loud. Some days it cried. Elara's memories helped shape it. Her emotions painted its empty walls. Her soul bled into its form like ink soaking paper. The alien no longer wanted its body back. It wanted to be her. But someone was watching. In the corner of the facility room, an old camera blinked. Not a hospital camera, a hidden one. Somebody knew she didn't die alone. Somebody saw the energy surge the night Elara's heart stopped. And something was coming. Not from Earth, but from the stars, to take Zelthar back. The smell of antiseptic never left. For 3 days, Elara stared at the ceiling of room 402, her heart steady, but her mind swimming with two voices, hers and its. They no longer fought. They whispered. They watched the door every night because someone had installed a second camera. It wasn't part of the hospital. Day 4, Nurse Jenna noticed the strange flickering on Elara's arms. At first, she thought it was just a lighting glitch. But no, under Elara's skin, faint glowing lines appeared when she got emotional. They traced down her veins like alien circuitry, only visible in dim light, and only when her heart rate spiked. She recorded it secretly. She sent it. That night, Elara sat on the floor again, just like in her old lab, staring at her reflection in a small metal cabinet door. And the voice inside her returned. "They're coming. They know I'm still alive. They will take me back." Elara didn't respond. She didn't need to. She had seen the footage too. Hidden cameras, infrared lenses, someone watching her through the mirror. And then the dream began. The dream. She's floating above Earth, but her body is wrapped in wires, like marionette strings stretching into the stars. Her limbs move without her will, and in the sky, a colossal eye watches from a black nebula. The eye blinks once, and she screams silently. Suddenly, she's back on the alien world, where sky is violet glass and the ground breathes like lungs. A courtroom, a judgment, a sentence. Then Elara's voice inside the dream shouts, "You killed her! You're not her anymore. Let her go!" She wakes up choking. There's blood in her nose, a pulse pounding in her head. The walls around her shimmer slightly, just for a moment, like reality is folding. She touches her arm. The alien glow is stronger now, and she feels it. Not fear, not confusion. Rage, but not hers. It's Day 5. Dr. Lorne visits, a government contractor posing as a neurologist. He smiles too much. His eyes scan the room too often. He asks questions not found in any medical textbook. Have you had memories that don't belong to you? Do you believe your thoughts are still entirely yours? Do you remember the moment you died? Elara lies to him, but the alien doesn't. While Dr. Lorne speaks, the entity inside pulses an image into her mind, a diagram of the signal. A beacon it once sent, one that was never supposed to reach Earth. He's part of the collection unit. If I answer wrong, they'll take us. That night, Elara opens her laptop. She reactivates a backup of her lab's final project, Project VEIL, a theory she once explored about digital soul mapping, how neural patterns could be transferred, maybe even preserved. She had never finished it. But now she understands why. She wasn't mapping a human soul. She had built a bridge, and something had crossed it. Meanwhile, in a black van 3 blocks away, 2 men monitor Elara's biometrics in real time. The readings are escalating. We should prep extraction. Wait, let it evolve. The host is stabilizing. We've never seen this before. What if it turns? Then we cage it, or we kill it. Day 6. Elara escapes, not out of fear, but instinct. Something inside her tells her exactly when the guard will be distracted, how long the hallways will be clear, and where the blind spots in the cameras lie. It's not luck, it's memory, but not hers. The alien remembers how to evade tracking, even on other planets. They reach an abandoned observatory at the city's edge. Inside, the telescopes still point at dead stars. She powers up the system using a broken panel and her bare hands. And the electricity obeys her. Her skin glows. The alien is guiding her. We must erase the signal, burn the coordinates. They are coming through the breach. Flashback. The alien's final moments in its old body. It was strapped to a cruciform harness. Its mind ripped apart in layers, not with blades, but frequencies. Other voices watched silently, logging its disassembly. Emotion, individuality, selfhood, all unacceptable. But before its last fragment faded, it reached toward the breach and whispered a coordinate. It was not random. It had seen Elara's research through quantum entanglement and chosen her. Back in the present, Elara stares into the telescope, but it's not the stars she's looking at. It's the portal, invisible to humans, but now visible to her. A tear rolls down her cheek, not because she sees them coming, but because she feels them calling. She writes a note on a paper. If I disappear, I didn't run. I was pulled back. Don't believe what they tell you. I wasn't a danger. I was a choice. Evie. Then she places her palm on the observatory floor, etched with glowing lines she didn't draw. They're here. The light around her turns blue, the shadows ripple, and in the distance, a silent spacecraft blinks once in the sky. Day 7, 3:42 a.m. The observatory lights flicker. Elara stands perfectly still. Her fingers tremble as heat pulses beneath her skin, the alien glow more intense than ever. The spacecraft above vanishes, not with sound, but with silence. She knows what's coming. They're not here to negotiate. They're here to retrieve. A message pings across the satellite relay she tapped into. Recall Order 119. Entity signal acquired. Extraction en route. No name, no location, just coordinates, just her. They know I'm not dead. They know I'm still inside. The alien voice is no longer distant. It speaks with her, not through her. It has stopped whispering. Now it feels. Black Site Gamma. Classified location. Dr. Lorne stands in front of a projection of Elara's recent activity, her glowing arm, her neural scans, her interaction with the observatory's obsolete telescope, which had somehow been turned into a transdimensional pulse disruptor. We have a problem, he says. She's no longer just hosting. The entity is fusing. They're becoming one. What do you suggest? Recall fails. We neutralize the body. Day 8. Elara's apartment. She returns to the place she died. Nothing has changed. The broken lab equipment, the chalk symbols, her blood dried into the grooves of the floor tiles. The room is still soaked in memory and trauma. She finds her old journal. Inside it, a sketch she never remembered drawing. A humanoid figure standing between two worlds, one of light, one of void. In the middle, a pulsing signal tower. Under it, the price of self is exile. Elara opens her laptop. A security breach flashes. Her old research files are being accessed remotely. She watches as digital fingerprints begin to erase her life's work line by line. They're deleting us. They think if the data dies, we die too. The alien's voice doesn't plead anymore. It burns. Elara grabs a black marker and carves one last message on the wall. I am not a vessel. I am a voice. Nightfall. Government extraction team moves in. 3 unmarked vans surround the apartment block. Agents in black suits flood the stairwells. infrared scanners, EMP pulse weapons, neural disruptors. They breach her door, but the room is empty, except the chalk sigil on the floor begins to pulse, and then the lights explode. Flash scene, the train station. Elara watches the agents enter her apartment from a rooftop 3 blocks away. The alien has given her its vision, seeing electrical fields, heat signatures, even intention. She can feel them, and they don't come to help. They come to claim. This is what they do. They never ask. They erase. But now, I can erase them too. Her hands tremble again, not from fear, but from choice. Back at Black Site Gamma Drive, Lauren slams a fist into the table. She's adapting too fast. Another agent speaks. Sir, the alien is rewriting her frontal cortex. She's starting to think like it, plan like it. That's not an alien anymore? That's something new? The decision is made. Kill switch authorization approved. The coordinates are locked. The signal weapon is activated. They're going to scramble her, frequency blast her brain until nothing remains but noise. Inside Elara's mind, the alien's core. Memory before it died, Zelthar stood in a chamber of glass beneath a dead star. Its last act of defiance was small. It hummed. It hummed a melody it had never learned. A song with no lyrics, no purpose. A vibration of self, of soul. And that was the moment the universe rejected its erasure, because something greater was listening. Day 9, 6:05 p.m. The weapon is fired. Invisible to most eyes, a blast of quantum noise arcs through the sky, targeting the coordinates. Elara collapses in the street. Her body seizes. Blood drips from her ears. The people around her scream, unaware they've just witnessed the first act of quiet warfare. But then, she stands up. Her eyes are glowing completely now. Her skin radiates faint alien glyphs, and her voice, both hers and not hers, growls. You will not take me back. She disappears in a blur of light and electricity, not teleported, transformed. The alien and human are no longer separate. She is a new species, and she's not done running. Lauren's office. He watches footage of her walking through a riot of power surges, unfazed. Cameras short out when she passes. She's not coming to us, he says. She's going to the stars. The highway to nowhere. Elara walks down an abandoned highway under a night sky full of falling stars. Her hand glows faintly as she raises it toward the sky. A whisper in her mind. I died once to escape them. Now I live to escape their future. And then she speaks out loud, not as Elara, not as Zelthar, but as something else. I am the in-between. And I choose Earth. The camera pulls back. Above her, a dozen alien ships blink into view. Some coming for war, some for answers, some for her. Day 10, 11:11 p.m. The stars are no longer quiet. Dozens of alien crafts hover above Earth's upper atmosphere. Their presence is not public knowledge, not yet, but they ripple across every military radar, every seismic station, every weather anomaly. They have come for one purpose: to retrieve what should never have escaped. Inside her apartment, Elara kneels beneath the window, staring up at the sky. This is it, she says aloud. This is what they feared, and what I feared too. Flashback. Alien homeworld. In Zelthar's final memory, it wasn't execution that hurt most. It was the silence, not a word, not a goodbye. Just the cold hum of systems erasing everything it ever was. Emotion was outlawed. But now, Elara feels everything, and so does Zelthar. They no longer battle each other. They fuse through understanding. Day 11. First contact. The first craft descends over an isolated desert near Nevada. The world governments are silent. Satellites glitch out. Time bends slightly near the impact zone. Elara is already there, alone, wearing a white coat. No weapons, no shields, only resolve. The alien ship opens, not with mechanical parts, but with light, unfolding like a flower of fractal geometry. And from the center walks a figure of pure silver glass. No mouth, no eyes, just intention. You are anomaly, the being speaks directly into her mind. Return, be nullified. This is not permitted. Elara doesn't flinch. I died. She died. You took everything from her, and from it. But you forgot one thing. She steps forward. The glow on her arms fades. We're not yours anymore. Suddenly, the air splits. Other ships descend, not from Zelthar's world, but from others. Some come to observe, some to warn. One comes to kill. An interstellar tribunal is unfolding, right here on Earth. The Earth reaction panic spreads as military jets fly near the craft and immediately vanish from radar. Whispers of first contact leak on dark web forums. Someone uploads a blurry video of Elara standing in front of the ship, untouched by the wind while the desert around her storms. They call her the symbiont, the host who said no, the human who chose. Inside the alien ship, the judgment room, Elara is taken inside the vessel. Gravity vanishes. Time bends. She's suspended in light, memories pulled from her like threads. Her childhood, her research, her death, her second life. You were not meant to feel, the tribunal says. Emotion is a deviation. We must return you to void. But then a second voice echoes. Not hers, not theirs. Zelthar's final act of rebellion. I chose her. I chose pain. I chose love. I chose to exist. And now, I choose to die human. The rift opens. They give Elara one final choice. Return with them. Be erased. Fight. Be hunted forever. Or sever the connection. Kill Zelthar. Save herself. Elara closes her eyes. You don't understand, she whispers. It's not about saving me. It's about saving what I became. She reaches into her mind, finds Zelthar, terrified, trembling, remembering its last breath. And she does not kill it. She holds it. She embraces it. And she says, you're human now, just like me. We both get to stay. The ships leave, one by one, without fanfare. No explosions, no diplomacy, just silent withdrawal. She defied an interstellar protocol with one act, compassion. 1 year later. Elara lives in the countryside now. No labs, no cameras, just quiet. She writes books. She speaks at universities, anonymously, about the nature of consciousness. The world still doesn't know what truly happened, but sometimes, when she closes her eyes, she hears him, not as an alien, but as a voice inside her soul. Thank you for choosing to be human.